Welcome to battle number 3 in the semifinal set of Mystical Chain vs Detroit Dunsparces. Score is 1-1 and it is anybody's game. Once again, this is Lion Hugs and I'll be hosting for this match, or commentating for this match. This battle will determine who goes into the grand finals and who will be in the losers match to determine third place. So, this time around the only changes are actually on Noel's side. Looks like they've removed Golbat, Magaton, and Mega Sableye, as well as Mew, in favor of Volcarona, Druddigon, Hitmontop, and Aromatisse. And everything else is about the same. Just as a reminder, previous match was a 3-0 victory for Startoad. And just want to give some initial thoughts real quick before we get started. I actually do think it was a pretty smart choice to bring back Hitmontop, especially for the Rapid Spin, and Aromatisse, who did seem to be a good player the first match as well. And I'm also really interested to see how Volcarona will be employed. I'm assuming a Quiver Dance sweep is the intention, since Mega Sableye's sweep last time around was actually really hindered by Yanmega with that buzz. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We have a lead with Noel's Ivory, the Piloswine, and Yanmega, the Yanmega. And now we do have a switch to Margaret Thatcher, which does allow Ivory to set up the Stealth Rock, and go ahead and switch out to Cyclone for the Intimidate factor. Cyclone does receive a Leech Seed, but I do believe a Close Combat would... and to avoid Close Combat, we have a switch to Blue Hulk, and well, also switches to Mystici, which would be really good to go ahead and set up a, I was gonna say like an Ice Beam, probably, and there it is. So it does about 40% damage. And we switch back to Cyclone to reduce that attack. Lots of nice switches in reads. Looks like Noel's being a lot more careful this time around, not that they aren't usually. And Cyclone just going out to spread out those Intimidates. Fortunately, Cyclone does go down to a Poison Jab. And Sensoria coming out to take a Poison Jab as well. That was actually a very ballsy move, risky move, but there's the Trick Room and then a Moonblast. Okay, looks like Mystical Chain in the chat admits that was a mistake. I thought it was kind of like a desperate setup for a Trick Room, which it kind of ended up being, but... Okay, now we have Booger the Goodra coming out to take a Surf. I'm not sure why Surf was chosen instead of Ice Beam. Yeah, I think Ice Beam would have probably been a better move to hit overall. But there goes Booger setting up the Rain Dance, and Yanmega goes down to an Icicle Crash. Looks like Trick Room is down. Margaret Thatcher taking a little bit of damage to Stealth Rock, but not that much. And once again setting up that Leech Seed, so looks like Startoad is also trying to play a little bit more conservatively, kind of forcing out switches through Leech Seed and similar. Mystici uses Dragon Breath, but doesn't seem to do that much damage. I feel like our Surf would be really good here because of the Rain Dance boost. Unless Celesteela has some sort of move I'm not aware of, like Storm Drain. And a Heavy Slam does 47% damage to Druddigon, so switch out would be really useful. And Heavy Slam does about 31% damage. Oh, Mystical Chain in the chat doesn't seem confident in their abilities. But the match isn't over yet. Let's see what happens here. Mystici does a recover. And Leech Seed misses again. Looks like the luck is back in Noel's favor. Similar to the first match, but... now here comes Soul to take a Flamethrower. Doing only neutral damage, about 23%. And counters with its own Flamethrower. It resists a Heavy Slam, but it does take it down to about 15%. So Noel does choose another flamethrower. And without Aromatisse to take the Draco Meteor, Mystici does have to tank that damage, 48%. And Epilepsy, the Porygon Z comes out. I wonder if we're going to see Conversion or a Thunder move. Oh, Z Power. There comes Z Conversion. So it does switch to the Electric type. And there goes Hidden Power. I'm assuming it's Hidden Power Fire. Or perhaps Hidden Power Steel, maybe? Ooh, Earthquake, and then an Ice Shard. Take down Epilepsy. That was a pretty good combo. And Emperor down to 5%. All we need is another Ice Shard, and down goes Emperor. Okay. In just a few short moves, Noel was actually able to switch it back in their favor. The score is now 4-3. Again, it can be anybody's game. Another heavy slam for Margaret Thatcher, but we all know Mystici can definitely tank those hits, and there goes a Surf, taking a 43% damage. And then Margaret Thatcher sets up another substitute. Shouldn't be too hard for Mystici to break it, and now Margaret Thatcher won't be able to actually do another substitute without taking considerable damage. Oh, but a Leech Seed actually brings it up to 50%. However, Starto does deign to switch to Blue Hulk, and unfortunately it takes another Surf. And down goes Mega Swampert. This is really exciting. I can barely keep up with the match, honestly. Again, just goes to show you, like, never doubt yourself, you know? And a Sucker Punch from Paralyzed Truth is able to take out Booger. And now we have Celesteela. Margaret Thatcher to Celesteela. Setting up Leech Seed. And due to paralysis, Truth cannot move. And thanks to Leech Seed damage, Margaret Thatcher goes down. Don't mean to laugh at Noel's expense, it's just, I would never really think that Leech Seed would actually take out a Pokemon in and of its own. However, Sol makes the decisive final move to this exciting match with a Flamethrower, taking out Celesteela. The final score is 3-0 in Noel's favor. Noel will be advancing to the Grand Finals, and Startoad will be going on to the third place determiner match. Just, wow, just really exciting matchup between these two star players. No pun intended, Startoad. But that was just really exciting, especially after Noel losing both Hitmontop and Hitmontop and Aromatisse so early on. It really did seem like the match was going to go in Startoad's favor. Especially when Sol never had a chance to set up Quiver Dance, which is that's my understanding, or that's my guess as to why Sol was brought up, since Mega Sableye couldn't properly sweep. But yeah, just really good moves on obviously on both sides. A lot of good switches and reads. I was really impressed by how right when Noel it was just kind of funny. I don't know if you guys saw it in the chat, but right when Noel commented like, "Oh, I think I might have lost this match," they're able to turn it around in just a few quick turns. So it just really goes to show you, like, no matter who you are, no matter how you're feeling as you're playing through the match, don't give up. You know, I mean, granted, this is also Noel. I understand. You know, Noel. Again, both Noel and Startoad are very strong Pokemon players. They have really good analytical skills, very good at reading and such. So there is that factor. But keep in mind, that's based off of practice, so just a final message for anybody else out there kind of like listening along, you know. Just keep going, you know. Anyway, so I'm personally very excited to see what will happen for the Grand Finals now that Noel will be moving on, and as well as the determiner match, just to see who does end up getting third place, with Startoad moving on. Once again, this is Lion Hugs. I'll be looking forward to the next match with you guys, and again, see you soon.